photo shoot. It's not a full fashion show. Okay? It's only a photo shoot, but the photo shoot is a fashion show. You guys already know what happens. You should just tell y'all right now, put your seatbelts in lock position, baby. Because Hollywood Ride is like the beach, okay? Y'all better be having so much fun. That's all I can say. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage, Mr. Rescupies himself, Mr. Kenyatta! Give it up!
Hey, how y'all doing out there? Yeah? All right, welcome to Rescupies. This is to save your night. My name is Kenyatta Smith. Rescupies is short for Rescue Recipes, and tonight we got a great show for you. We have Councilmember Yvette Simpson of the City of Cincinnati, and we have Chief Richard Braun, the Chief of the Cincinnati Fire Department. Tonight we're going to make some sake lettuce wraps. How many of you had sake before? Yeah. All right. Have you ever thought about putting it in your food? No. All right, well, I'm going to show you how. So we have sake lettuce wraps, and to complement that, we have a red lotus bomb. The red lotus bomb is a great complimentary drink to the sake lettuce wraps, and you'll love it. All right, so let me ask you a question. Can we have a quickie? Is that cool? Can we have a quickie? No, not that type of quickie. All right. So, what I'm going to show you is something quick and easy for breakfast that you can make on the go. Only thing you need is Texas toast, butter, some bacon, and really that's it, unless you want to garnish it with something else, and of course an egg. So, first thing you want to do is you take the Texas toast and you saute that. You want to saute it on both sides. And once it's sauteed on both sides, you want to tear out a hole in the middle. You can either take a knife and cut it out, or you can take a small cup and cut it out. But we're going to take a knife. We're going to cut this out. What we have is this, right? Okay. So now we got the hole, we got both sides sauteed. And once I said, it's a quickie, so we're going to go pretty quick with this. You're going to take an egg. You thought I was Take that egg, you crack it, you put it in the middle. You let that cook in to your liking. I know some people, I'm not Rocky, so I can't drink raw eggs, but but you want to make sure that it's done to your liking. And when it's done, you want to go ahead and take some bacon and sprinkle it over the top. And when that's done, you'll have your quickie. This is your quickie.
Yummy.
Once again, we got a great show for you. This is Rescupies. This is to save your night. We'll see you on the other side of the break with our special guest. Welcome back to Rescupies Kitchen. I'm going to introduce you to my guest for the night, Yvette Simpson. She's in her second term as a Cincinnati council member. Let me tell you, this lady does everything for the city of Cincinnati. She empowers the youth. She makes sure that small businesses have a voice. She is a top 40 under 40 by the Cincinnati Business Courier, as well as myself. So we're kind of classmates. And I want to introduce you also to Chief Richard Braun. Chief Braun is the chief of the Cincinnati Fire Department. He has over 36 years of firefighting experience. And for those that know, that's in the fire service, that's a long time. He's a great leader, a great man. Give it up for Yvette Simpson and Chief Richard Braun. All right. First of all, thank you all for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, no problem, no problem.
We're pumped.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. So what's your experience in cooking?
It's very little.
Very little?
I can make a few things.
Okay.
I can get around a little bit, but not too fancy. So I'm expecting you to give me a little bit of help there.
Okay, no problem.
But yeah, I've made a few things here and there: pasta, chicken.
Okay.
I know how to boil water.
Yeah.
If that's the standard. But not much more than that.
Okay, great. Hey, Chief, what's your experience in cooking?
Slim and none.
Slim and none? All those years in the fire service?
Experience, yes.
Yes?
Very little.
So
Very little.
I'm guessing the real chief does all the cooking.
Absolutely.
Okay, you're on the third alarm, Chief. Hey, I want to introduce the Chief's wife, Mrs. Brown. Why don't you come up since you're the real cook? Have a seat. All right. If he wasn't my boss, I'd kick him out of here. Okay. So let me ask you a question. Do you like spice in your food or no?
I like a little spice,
A little
little
spice?
heat, not too much.
Okay, Chief.
Very little.
Very little. That's because all the years of fire.
That's it.
Miss Brown?
I like spicy.
You like spicy. That's all right. What about you all? You like spice in your food? Yeah? Okay. All right. So, what's your favorite meal today?
I love dinner.
You love dinner?
Yes.
Why do you love dinner?
You know, I get the chance to really enjoy it. The day's over. I can indulge, maybe have a cocktail afterwards.
Oh,
So.
cocktails are
Yeah.
What about you, Chief?
I like breakfast.
You like breakfast?
Yeah.
I'm
Big
a breakfast
breakfast.
person too.
Yeah.
All right. Tell me why you like breakfast.
I just enjoy I like sausage, bacon,
Okay.
eggs,
All right.
home fries. I'm getting hungry already.
You getting hungry already? Well, it's not too long till breakfast. How about you, Mrs. Brown?
I like dinner.
You like dinner?
And the reason I like it is because that's the time the whole family is able to get together.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Well, that's good. That's really good. You just kind of choked me up here. All right. So, let me ask you this. Tell me a funny cooking experience.
I was experimenting with some new recipes. I was making dinner for a few friends, and I opened up the cookbook, and there was something called a R-O-U-X, called a roux. And I thought, this can't be too hard. So,
Okay.
I try to make it, and if anybody's ever made a roux, you know that it's flour and water and other things, and it takes a lot of stirring. And I'll tell you that by the end of the night, I had flour all over me and all over my kitchen, and I don't know that I made anything that anybody could eat. So, what I've learned is that if I can't pronounce it, I probably shouldn't be making it.
Well, we're here at Rescupies, and that's hard to pronounce. A lot of people see Rescue Pie, so we'll put that with the room, and we'll get you together.
All right, I'm
How
ready.
about you, Chief?
Well, like I said, I'm not much of a cook, and when I was younger and had to cook at the firehouse, what I would do is be on the phone to the cook,
Okay.
who would give me instructions over the phone. And being a typical firefighter, well, once we know a little bit, we think we know a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So Sue was at work, and the girls were at school, so I made chili.
Okay.
So I made a nice big pot of chili for us, and being a novice, thinking I'm an expert, I went and picked up the girls and picked up Sue,
Okay.
and came home and failed to realize I was supposed to put the lid back on the pot so it didn't, burn up.
Okay.
So when we got home, here was it had cooked nicely down to where it was burnt. But now that my children and my wife, being good sports, they tried to eat it anyway, and it was ugly.
It was ugly.
And Dad was banned from the kitchen for the next 36 years.
Oh, okay. So now we see what we have, Mrs. Brown. Okay. So how about you? I'm sure that you don't have a funny experience.
Well, my mom, when she made angel food cake, she would always flip it on a bottle and let it cool that way.
Okay.
So I think either we were still dating or we were just married. I was at his mom's house, and she had baked a cake, but a regular cake, and I didn't realize it.
Okay.
And so she had it in an angel food pan, and so I told her, I said, just flip it over on a pop bottle, and that's how my mom pulls hers. That slid down that pop bottle, and the cake went in a million pieces.
All right, let's see. I have one. Let's see. There was one time that I was asked to cook at the firehouse, and I was so nervous because I just got off and just got on to the fire department. So when you first get on, all the pressure is on you. They say, you need to cook, son. I'm like, ah. All right, so we was at the store, and I found this little old lady. I said, hey, can you tell me something to cook real quick? And she said, yeah, baby. And she gave me all the ingredients to cook it. I got to the firehouse, and I cooked it, and they hated it. I said, damn that lady. But anyway. So, speaking of teaching of how to cook, who all taught you how to cook? Who taught you how to cook, Ms. Brown?
My grandmother and my mother.
Okay, all right. And was there something that they cooked special that was near and dear to you?
My grandmother, she made the best homemade rolls, so I love my grandma's rolls.
Okay.
Whenever we knew, when I was a kid, everybody lived real close together.
Okay.
Your aunts, your uncles, and
Mhm.
so when we heard that grandma was making rolls, and one of us would go over to her house and bring some rolls back.
Okay, go ahead and
And
spot out. And
my
take
mom
it.
was really good at making chicken and noodles, so
Okay. Good, good. That's something I've yet to learn, but I'm learning. So I need you to teach me that. All right. How about you, Chief? Well, nah.
You get on the phone, you call the roasters. And this food magically appears.
Just the way that you imagine it, right? Okay. How about you, Miss Simpson?
My grandmother, she didn't like a lot of people fussing around her kitchen, so we each learned one dish. And I think it was kind of the magic of it. You know, she's passed away, and so now we all want to get together for Thanksgiving. We all have to come together. So my sister makes the greens, and my cousin makes the macaroni and cheese, and she taught me how to make potato salad with deviled eggs. And so that's my signature dish, and it's the one thing I know that I can make confidently. Now around Thanksgiving time, having only potato salad really doesn't go there. So what happens is we know that we all have to get together for Thanksgiving because it's the only way we can make a meal.
Okay. All right. I got you.
That was probably the magic. She probably did that so that we can't fight for too long because we can't eat without each other. That was probably it.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to make some sake lettuce wraps. Will you all help me?
Yes, looking forward to it.
Would you like them helping us make a sake lettuce wrap? All right. So when we come back from break, we have Miss Simpson, Chief Braun, and the other Chief Braun. You're going to come back and help us make the sake lettuce wraps. This is Rescupies. We'll see you on the next side of the break.
Stand by, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kenyatta.
Okay, welcome back. We're getting ready to make you the sake lettuce wraps. And my guest here, Chief Braun, Mrs. Braun, and Miss Simpson, they're going to help us, okay? What we got going on right now is we have 1 pound of ground chicken, and it's already browning right now. It takes a little second for it to brown, so have patience with ground chicken, but it's very juicy, and make sure that, you can add some olive oil to it if you want some extra juice in it. So, Chief, can we take some shallots? We're going to take a half a cup of shallots. Shallots have a sweet taste to it. It's a distinct taste as an onion. You want to put that in the pan for me?
It's all in the wrist.
It's all in the wrist? All right. So we're going to stir that up. And when you're cooking with it, the shallots should bind with the ground chicken. And, when you start smelling that aroma, and it's getting there. Okay? All right. Can you start smelling it now?
Yes.
All right, smell-o-vision?
Smell-o-vision.
All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take 4 garlic cloves. And we're going to take 4 garlic cloves and we're going to put it in a garlic press. Okay? How many people own the garlic press? Garlic presses are awesome. If you don't know about garlic presses, get to know them. Now, they sell minced garlic in cans and cups. You don't want that. You always want to use fresh ingredients as much as possible. It actually tastes different. It tastes different than what they have in the stores. So we take a couple of garlic cloves. Let's say we take about 3. And then we're going to press it. So, show your strength.
Oh boy. I didn't work out this week,
It's okay.
so we'll see how this goes.
There you go. There you go. Just press it down, see how it comes through. All right.
Wow, I need to get one of these.
Yeah, all right, so we put the garlic in. So now we have the garlic, the shallots, and the ground chicken, correct? All right, cool. And pretty soon you start smelling. There's nothing like smelling fresh garlic and shallots when you come in the room. All right. Now, why does Mrs. Braun, what I need you to do?
Okay.
Okay. And grab a tablespoon right here. Right here we have ginger. How many people have used ginger? Ginger is used in Asian dishes, is used in Jamaican dishes, and a lot of American dishes. We're going to take 2 tablespoons. And we're going to put that in. All right. All right. Now, while I still have you, and while you the holder of the spoon, we're going to get some white pepper. White pepper, the difference between white pepper and black pepper is that white pepper is really used for the taste. Black pepper is for the appearance. So white pepper is generally used on your lighter dishes and salads just to give it that flavor. So you want to take 1 tablespoon of that and put that in. All right, and then we have some sea salt. You're going to take a teaspoon, which is right over there. And you're going to take that teaspoon of sea salt. I always use sea salt. It's better for you, especially in our types of dishes. It's So always keep that in mind. If you don't have any, start investing in sea salt. All right, so we're gonna stir this up.
Smells good. It
Yeah.
smells delicious.
Now, ginger is one of those type of spices that can get up in your nose, so be careful when you're cooking with ginger. It smells great, but you know, it also will make you sneeze and then ruin the dish, right? We don't want that. All right. So now, we have our ground chicken, we have our shallots, we have our garlic, and we have white pepper, sea salt, and ginger, correct? All right, so we're rolling now. Now what I'm gonna show you is a peanut type of saute dish, marinade that I came up with. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a tablespoon and a half of rice vinegar. I'm gonna put that in there. Tablespoon and a half.
I watched how my wife did this other thing, so now I know this is a tablespoon.
That's a tablespoon.
You may be waiting on this tablespoon. And you do it all around like this.
All around like that. There you go.
And a half.
And a half.
Is it me or is it getting hot in here?
It's getting hot. Okay. Now, you're going to take 1 tablespoon of teriyaki.
Oh, okay. Let's try not to spill it here. We'll see what we can do. Let me get my banana on here. Is that one?
Actually, we're feeling generous. Go ahead and put another tablespoon.
Oh. Yeah.
And teriyaki gives you a sweet taste. A lot of teriyaki dishes are used in Hawaiian dishes and Asian dishes, and even in some sandwiches. So now we're going to take soy sauce, and we're going to take 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Soy sauce will give you that bitterness, which teriyaki will complement with the sweetness, right? All right, so we'll go ahead and pour that in. And we have sesame oil. Sesame oil gives it a little consistency that's great in Asian dishes. All right, now we got all that stuff going. How's it smell? Smells great. All right, we'll stir that up. The next thing that we're doing is we're putting the magic piece in it. The magic piece, believe it or not, is peanut butter. All right, magic piece number 1 is peanut butter. So we'll take a spoon and anybody want to volunteer? Chief, you good with peanut butter? You good with that?
That's right.
Yeah?
He's got the peanut butter now.
Okay, go ahead and put that
I'm
peanut
good. I
butter
will
in
eat
there.
this peanut
You will
butter.
eat that
Get off.
All right, thank you. Okay. Now, we got the peanut butter going. Now, for you at home, what you want to do is you can take all of the sauces we just put in, and then you can put the peanut butter in there as well. You can put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds, let it heat down, and then you can whisk it and get it consistent, and then you can pour it over. All right. I'm stirring that up, doing real good. How many people like spice in their food? I know Chief doesn't, but how many other people like spice? What we have is some chili garlic spice right here. And since Mrs. Braun,
That's right.
she likes spice,
Yes, she does.
we're
She
gonna
likes
go
me.
ahead. Go ahead and put a tablespoon of chili garlic. All right, all right. So, you want to go ahead and you can stir it. Try this out. All right. So while she's stirring that up, we're going to talk about the chili garlic. Chili garlic has a subtle taste to it. Of course, if you use a lot, it's going to get you in the beginning, but you want the sake lettuce wraps to get you at the end. You want to bite, and you taste the sweetness, and at the end, you get a little bit of kick. Okay? All right, now while she's doing that, we are going to put the special #1 ingredient. It can't be called sake lettuce wraps without sake, right?
Right.
I can do this part.
You can do this part? So, we're going to take a cup of sake.
Yep.
You can do half a cup if you're not really feeling sake, you know, but you know, we're going to do a cup tonight, okay? All right. So, if you don't have sake at home, you can use white wine as a substitute. And also, if you are allergic or you're cooking for someone that may be allergic to peanuts, just increase the teriyaki, and then we're going to put some honey in there as well, increase that as well. That'll take over for the substitute as the peanut butter. All right? Go ahead. It's all you. That is.
Do I get to drink it or do I?
If you want to. Hey, you take a shot of it? Okay.
Well, you know, I think we should do both.
Okay.
Pour it in here.
There you go.
I'm gonna leave a little left over for me.
All right. So while that's simmering down, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take some honey. Put about a tablespoon of honey in there. All right. We're also going to take some brown sugar. Brown sugar is good because it helps out with the teriyaki and it fights against the soy, so you have that sweet taste. All right. While that's boiling down, now we can put the vegetables in there. We have water chestnuts that we're going to put in. All right. And with the water chestnuts, you know, you want that crunchy taste, right? All right.
Yes.
So we'll take the water chestnuts. What you do is you can get a can of water chestnuts from your local grocer, drain it, rinse it out, and then you can go ahead and chop it. And you don't have to go crazy with the chopping, just something to get it together. I'm going to put that inside. Chief or Mrs. Brown, you want to stir that up for me? And you also want to take some green onions. You only need 3 green onions. You're going to chop them up. You can chop it all the way down when it makes the transition to the white. Of course, that's the strongest part if you want to taste that, and it is totally up to you because you already have shallots and you have the green onions as well. So,
All of these?
all of those.
All right. I love green onions, actually.
All right. So now, let's go back over it really quick. We have the peanut sauce, right? We got the
Right.
ground chicken. We got the shallots. We got the garlic. We got the green onions, water chestnuts, honey, garlic sauce. All right. Brown sugar. All right. The last thing that we need to put in before we top it off is the bean sprouts. Bean sprouts. You want to grab these, Chief? You good with that? Look like earthworms. Yeah.
Bean sprouts.
Bean sprouts. Bean sprouts give you that added extra crunch, a different consistency and a taste. So while Mrs. Braun is stirring that up, we'll go ahead and get ready. Now, the lettuce that we use, or that I would recommend that you use for the sake lettuce wraps, is a bib lettuce or a Boston lettuce. You can use iceberg lettuce if you want, but the consistency of it is pretty big, and if you fold it too much, it'll crack on you, and you have the juice running down your arms. It's all bad. You know, it's not that type of party, right? Okay, so we want to have consistency. Bib lettuce and Boston lettuce is green. You want green, right? The greener it is, the healthier it is for you, correct? Okay, so, and it's already formed into a small cup. So it's easy to put that in there. So, now we have our sake lettuce wraps. We'll top it off with some nuts. All right, stir that up. And that's your sake lettuce wraps. Okay, now let me show you the Red Lotus Bomb. It's a great drink to complement the sake lettuce wraps, and it is an adult drink, so you know, don't try to get away with serving it to kids. So anyway, what you want to do is you want to take some lychee liqueur, you want to take some premium vodka, and some cranberry juice. You want to put it in a shaker. You want to shake it up a few times. When you're done, this is what comes out. You can take some lychees. and put that in the bottom. And here it is. You have your red. Okay. So, once again, give it up for my guest, Chief Richard Braun, the beautiful Mrs. Braun, and Yvette Simpson, Cincinnati Council member, doing great things for the city. Thank you all for coming out.
Thank you.
Anytime you want to come back to Rescupies Kitchen, you're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, Chief, I hope you learned a little bit now.
I learned a lot.
Okay. All right. This has been Rescupies. Dishes to save your night. Your night has been officially saved. My name is Kenyatta Smith. DJ, let's get us going. See you next episode.
Step to the back of the room, please. And you're ready to really get your grub on.
Try something, I can. I know it does have some